Hi! Oh, well, that was an adventure. So when you schedule these things, if you don't start on time, it disappears and you have to redo the whole thing. So I have just been at the car place and they told me I'd be done by 12, but I wasn't done until about 20 minutes ago. And so I have just driven back safely, obviously, and landed and rushed to the computer in order to start. Hey, if you've just joined. So we'll wait a moment whilst everyone comes and joins. If you are watching live, let me know who you are in the comments. Say hi. It would be lovely to know who you are. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you are joining live, I'm going to do that so you can see my face. If you are, hey Tessa, pink purple hair. Yeah, I know. It's absolutely rainbows today. If you are watching the replay, hello, and yeah, just put replay in the comments and let me know that you're watching on the replay. I'm really excited to be chatting to you today. Like I said, had a bit of an adventure with the car and getting back on time to start. So we're just going to give it a little while people load in. And I'm having issues with my power cable that it's pretending it doesn't want to work. So it says I've got no battery. Technical snafus, huh? We will see what happens. I will blow on it and hope that works. Yeah, still not loving me at all. Worst case scenario, I will move and go through my house and go find another cable. But let's see how we get on. So, in the run up to the next round of M2M 360s, we're coming towards the end of quarter one of 2019. We're about to head into quarter two. And that's when we kind of urge you, if you are in the community and thinking about joining or thinking about becoming less overwhelmed, feeling less stressed about life, feeling more confident, more sure, if you are craving more freedom in your life, if you'd like to feel better in yourself, happier more often, if you'd like to make more money, if you'd like to have more stability, more creative freedom, then you're in the right place. And this training and also the M2M community and Misfit to Maven 360, the accelerator, is very likely for you. And one of the things that we do in that space is we kind of have a mini launch right now. So I really don't believe in kind of urgency marketing or creating this like you must buy from a place of scarcity. So we do leave the cart, if you like, or the doors open all year round, so you can join 360 at any time and benefit from these opportunities. So if you've caught this recording another time and you're like, what is this? Get in touch with me. I'm a real human. I run my business with my team and we love to meet you as individuals. We love to hear about what's going on in your life. And we've set up this container in such a way that you can join at any time. And that being said, because we're coming to the end of quarter one, we're coming into quarter two, and that means that we start together as a community at pillar one. Now, the Misfit to Maven way is a path or a journey that I went on and then have taken hundreds of other misfits on in order to reach a place of self-actualization, feeling good and happy and confident and sure about themselves. And well, you might be asking, okay, I get some of that. I've seen some of your stuff on social media. I've seen a bit of your pep talks. I've seen your face around, but I don't really get what is a misfit and what do you mean by freedom and all of those kind of things. So I am going to let you know what I mean. So you are in the right place if freedom is what you're really searching for. If you're anything like the rest of our Misfit family, it's not money that you really want. It's what money can do for you, and not just what money can do for you, but what money can do for your family and for your friends and for the future of our planet. And it's not really about status, because you're not really interested in being famous or more visible or having people know your name. In fact, it's actually your fear of how visible you may have to get that keeps you small and keeps you from doing more or showing up more in the world. And it's not really about that kind of shiny Instagrammable life, or having things perfect or looking cool and good, because one, you're so cool already, but two, you're way smarter than that and you're just not interested in any of that shit. And you really want to keep it real, you want to keep it raw, you want to be free. And so let me tell you, you are a misfit if you don't want to conform, but that you know that you're a chameleon and you find yourself being way more compliant than you'd really like. You end up being like the person you're in relationship with. You end up dressing the same or talking the same as the people that you are in business with. You can fit in anywhere. That's a skill, by the way, but often it means that you can lose yourself in relationships. You're a misfit if you find yourself bending or shaping to find love and acceptance and fit in and have an easy life, because ultimately freedom for you means having an easy life. You're a misfit if you have something to say about the state of the world, but you find it hard to find the right words and you don't really know what to say or do that's going to make a difference. You're a misfit if you don't choose to be different. If you could just be normal and happy, you would. Now, normal is kind of overrated, and I know that none of you want to be straight-laced, kind of normal, but the idea of sticking out isn't actually interesting to you. I talk about this quite a lot. Being a misfit is different from being a rebel. It's different from being a maverick, because those two people are choosing to be different. And as a misfit, you just are different. It's in your blood. You're not from round here. You're not like everybody else. And you don't want normal things for yourself. You want freedom. And your version of freedom looks different from what society has been selling you as goals. And you seek self-actualization and clarity on how to both belong and be in the world and be free. And I know this because I'm the same way, and I've spent the last 10 years and way more than 10,000 hours learning and taking actions towards feeling both like I belong and I'm free at the same time. And these days I have financial freedom, but I have more than that. I feel free. And for those of you who know anything about my story, there was a time where I was homeless, living out my car with £25,000 worth of debt, hating myself and really feeling like I was worthless and it was hopeless and there was nowhere for me to go. But these days things are really different. These days I am as free as I feel on the inside, and I want that for you too. So I'm going to tell you the truth about freedom, how you find it, what it really takes, and then I am going to offer you an invitation to have me be your guide towards finding the exact and unique freedom that you're searching for. So if that sounds good, give me a like and let me know that you are still here, that you're still with me, that this is making sense for you. That would be fantastic. Thank you. So I know that we have still got a couple of people watching, and if you have any questions as I'm talking, I will come back to them and I'll have a look. I'm going to go through, thanks Tessa. So I'm going to go through the steps. Okay, so first of all, the freedom that you're searching isn't an external game, it's internal. And that's the big truth bomb here. So many people are chasing money, skinny, lovers, clothes, cars, houses, holiday as a marker of their achieved freedom. But unless you've done the internal work, it will never be enough and you won't feel free. Trust me when I say that. You know, I went from this place of debt and homelessness to chasing the things that I thought would make me feel free again. So having somewhere to live, and then a car, and then, you know, some time off and all these things. But if you haven't done the internal work, you're constantly in a place of lack and constantly in a place of not enough. And that is not freedom. If you're still chasing more, and it might be, first of all, it might be £1,000 a month, and then it'll be £5,000 a month, and then it'll be £10,000 a month, and then it'll be £30,000 a month, and it will continue to grow. And then what happens is you hit that elusive 6 figures in business, and you realise that you are exhausted and drained and burnt out, and everyone expects something of you, and your business or your career is running you rather than the other way around. And that is not the freedom that you started this journey for. So internal freedom means feeling free to speak without questioning how it will sound and what people will think. Internal freedom means not being scared of being out of control with food or with your emotions or with your compulsions. Give me a like if you find yourself being scared of being out of control, feeling like you have to control everything, your food, your emotions, compulsions, how you show up in the world, what people think of you. Yeah, that's not freedom. Freedom is having that. Freedom is just being you. Internal freedom means knowing and owning your worth and understanding that being your brightest, most awesome self doesn't take away from anyone but can only ever add. I can be the brightest star, I can make a shit ton of money, have tons of free time, and not be in competition with anyone else, and know that me being in that place doesn't take anything away from any of my clients or my family or my friend or my lover, that I can be the brightest, boldest version of myself, and so can you and you and you and you and you and you. And that's what I want for you guys. Internal freedom means trusting yourself to spend your money wisely. I've got so many people who are like, you know what, even if I made that kind of money, I'm so terrible with money. I would spend it all, or I'd piss it all up the wall, or it would fall through my hands, or it would just disappear. Freedom, true freedom, is knowing where your money's coming from, how you're spending it, and really feeling a sense of safety and responsibility and enjoyment about having a relationship with money, about understanding money, about feeling like you're co-creating and in this dance with money together. Internal freedom means not feeling burnt out and overwhelmed and working from a place of fear, so I should have or I have to, but instead from a place of service and a cup that overflows. Most of the misfits that I work with may have some of them a little bit higher up, maybe, or into a place of making some money, and maybe you're in that place of having made some money in your career, and maybe you have a business and you've got it to a certain point where it's making just that little bit of money that feels good every month. But the only way that happens is if you show up, and you feel like you have to be there, or you have to show up every day, or you should really be doing the marketing, or you should be doing this. I'm here to tell you that there is a place beyond that where you get to show up in your business, where there's a seed change and a shift of attitude, where it feels so good to be there and to be of service to your people because you've taken care of yourself first and foremost, because you have the resources to do that, but also because you prioritize your own health and well-being so that you are overflowing with energy. That means that you can give it away from a place of desire. I desire to show up for you guys. I desire to help you and serve you and show you how you can create freedom in your life. Internal freedom means being able to follow your soul's calling and be a spiritual, rich, creative, loved up, bliss ball of yesness. When you have internal freedom, external freedom follows, because you are being the frequency and vibration of freedom, so it must. So, is this making sense to you all? I want to just check in with you all again and see whether or not this is making sense so far. Do you recognise yourself as a misfit? Got lipstick on my teeth, how wonderful. Do you see yourself in some of these traps? Tessa's saying, I had no income when I started M2M. I have a good and flowing income now. M2M is just as relevant today as it was at the start. Thank you. Yeah, it really is. And Tessa's gone on to do one-to-one work with me and is now in the more mastermind and is growing her relationship with freedom and with that frequency and vibration of money every single day. And we can talk about freedom, we can talk about love, we can talk about money, and essentially we're talking about the same thing because it's a quality of energy and a way of being in the world, and it's internal, not external. And this is where I see so many people tripping up. And the thing is, if you're in my world, somewhere you know this, right? Somewhere you know that you are a magical co-creator. Somewhere you know that you get to create your reality, but you don't necessarily believe that it's available for you and you don't know how. So I'm going to share those steps with you now. So There are 8 steps. And I want you to know that the first 4 are the most important, and that these steps aren't huge. They're really simple, and they're part of the M2M way. And the way that we work means that you get to work on these steps over and over. It's not huge, it's not too big, it's not going to take tons of time. You can fit it in around your job, your business, your kids, your family, your friends, your life. The people that have come to me and said yes to this, have said yes to choosing themselves and working this framework, often have been people who have had multiple jobs and kids and blended families and all these different things and had no time for themselves. But once they made the choice, and it is a choice, to invest in themselves and to choose themselves, and they started working these steps, somehow everything shifted and they started to have more time available to them because they were working on the things that really mattered and saying no to the things that didn't. So I'm going to go through these steps now, and you are very welcome to write them down. These are incredibly important, and they may sound simple, but they are not necessarily easy, and they are incredibly powerful. If you work these steps, your life will change and you will achieve a sense of feeling free. And as soon as you feel free on the inside, it will start showing up on the outside. It has to. It's universal law. Okay. Step 1, know yourself. The first step is awareness. It's getting to know who you really are, rather than the default settings that have, or the projections that you have allowed to have stick to you or in your field over your lifetime. Who are you? Not who were you when you were 16, not who were you when you were someone's partner or someone's daughter or someone's son or whatever. Who are you now? Know yourself. Know what you like, know what you stand for, know what you don't like. This is really important information. The second step is choose to love yourself. And that sounds like a trivial step, and it's the most important step, because when you make the choice to love yourself, you can start listening to your own desires. Your soul speaks in desire. And if you've chosen to tell yourself and to everyone else that you don't matter, then you can't hear your soul because it's speaking in desire, and you've told yourself that your desires don't matter, that they're frivolous, that they're self-indulgent. And the truth is, that's how your soul speaks. The soul work that you are here to do cannot be transmitted to you, cannot show up. You cannot hear it until you choose to love yourself, until you choose to open the channel to that wisdom by saying yes to yourself. And that leads really into step 3, which is love yourself as human, even your flaws, even your darkness and your light. And that's a process. So 2 is really choosing to love yourself, right? Like I am willing to show up and do the work. 3 is accepting yourself, accepting the parts of yourself that aren't lovable, that aren't easy to love for you because they are human, because they are not perfect, because they are dark, or because they are light, because you are great, because you are shiny, because you are beautiful, because you are too much. And it's in this place that we really learn to heal the I'm not enough and I'm too much wounds that so many of us carry. Step 4, take action that is scary and outside of your comfort zone. Freedom is not in your comfort zone. If it was there, you would have found it. You've been hanging out there for years. You've been in every fucking corner. It's not there. You have to start taking action, consistent, aligned action regularly that is outside of your comfort zone in order to find freedom. Step 5, challenge yourself. Be your own warrior. Be your own dad. Be your own masculine energy and big yourself up and challenge yourself to get off the floor and go again when it feels hard. Step 6, nurture yourself. Be your own healer. Be your own mother. Be your own feminine energy. Love yourself. Nurture yourself. Cherish yourself. Encourage yourself. Celebrate yourself. Step 7, appreciate the journey. Appreciate every single part of the journey for the people that it brings you, for the lessons that you're learning, for the adventures that you're on, for the things that you're seeing and feeling and hearing and experiencing. Appreciate it. Step 8, know that you won't be done because you evolve. Know that you'll never be done, because you'll evolve. And then you get back to number one again, which is know yourself. I am not who I was. Every quarter I evolve into a new person, a completely new person. I discover new layers of myself, new capacity within myself. New things show up externally because of who I'm becoming. So those are my 8 steps. Does anyone have any questions about them? And if you have any questions at all, actually, then now is a fantastic time to ask me. Here's the thing. Freedom is available to you. A freedom might look like being able to get up when you want. Freedom might look like being able to take some holidays, spend times with your family, know that your mortgage is paid. All of these things follow those same 8 steps. And the reason we call the process and the journey Misfit to Maven is because you go from feeling like you are scattered and all over the place, out of control, overwhelmed, too much, foggy-brained and unclear, to owning it. A Maven is an expert by experience. Now, nothing really changes. It's just that I will give you a lens change. So you'll start to put on Maven glasses. You'll start to see yourself in a different way. You'll start to see your own gifts. You'll start to see your own talents. You'll start to see how you are here to help other people and to help evolve and move the planet forward. And that may sound big and grand, but it could be by making jewellery that makes us feel grounded and centred and alive and raises our vibration. It might be by writing stories or poems or doing really good social media for people, or being a project manager, or being a photographer, or being a yoga teacher or a healer. Or there are so many different ways that might not feel like they're world changing, but trust me, they are, because when you play your part, you allow other people to play theirs. If we were all doing the thing that we are here for, there would be enough space for everybody. So on the Misfit to Maven journey, we embrace these steps and we do internal work and external work. And when we do that, everything in our world shifts, and it doesn't feel hard and it isn't jarring and there's no hustling involved. What I'm going to show you is how to heal and change and shift and release that which is no longer serving you in order to step into a version of you that makes you happy, proud, satisfied and fulfilled. And when you operate from that place, you see opportunities and you share things and you take actions that take you into a whole other place where it is completely inevitable that you're going to have more time, more freedom, more money, more happiness, more satisfaction, more sense of community, and you're going to feel better. So, we start on the 1st of April. I am around in the UK this week. For anyone in the UK who wants to have a chat with me, send me a message, DM me, and we'll talk. We can do that by messenger for those of you that are introverted, and we can jump on a call for those of you who are more extroverted and want to see my face, or jump on a video or a phone call. We can do that. And I am happy to answer any of your questions and really look at how this program will accelerate your growth specifically, because when I hear people say I don't have enough money or I don't have enough time, it's just not true. What you're actually telling me is either that you don't believe I can help you, or you don't believe it's going to work for you. And I know who I can help and who I can't help, and I will share with you, and I will tell you if I can't help you, because it doesn't serve me to have people join who I can't help. And you get to decide whether or not you believe enough in yourself, or whether or not for the moment you believe enough in me and my abilities to help you reach a place where you can believe in yourself. It's never about having enough money or having enough time. It's actually about whether or not you believe that it is possible and you are worth it. And I know that both of those things are true. So if you are interested in arguing with me about how special you are, and telling me all the reasons why this can't possibly work for you, then I will listen and tell you whether or not you're right. And it may be that this isn't the right program for you, and it may be that I'm not the right coach for you, and that is really okay. But until you're willing to invest, until you're willing to do something different, you're not going to get anything different. Because if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. And I believe that it's time for you to try something different outside your comfort zone, to bet on yourself, because you are your biggest asset. And if you do this internal work, not only will it change the amount of money that you're receiving, it will also shift the amount of love you're receiving, time, capacity, energy, everything. 360 degrees of your life will change if you sign up to do this work. So I'm in the UK this week. Next week, I'm in the US. I am in LA and Santa Barbara, which means I am on your time zone, which means that I will have slots available for you guys if you want to talk. This program works much, much better for those of you in the UK and in the US than it does currently for those of you in Australasia, or in Bali or Indonesia or India. Now, that is going to shift and change because I will be on a slightly different time zone and we're adding in more calls. And so all of those things in terms of logistics, if you want to ask any of that stuff, like when are the calls? How does it work? How do I get access? What do I get? Please just reach out to me or the team and we will get in touch with you. And I want you to know that I have gone from where you are now and how you are feeling now to where I am now, where I have a team of 4, an incredible company, where I get to travel the world, where I get to live my life, where I don't have to do anything that I don't want to in my business in 5 years, that I became an award-winning coach, that I've surpassed 6 figures and I'm on my way to 7, from a place of never believing in myself and not believing it was possible. The first year in business, I made £6,000 in 12 months. And last year we made just under 200,000. And that shift is down to the investment that I have made in myself, choosing myself first and foremost, and then making the choice to show up for you guys, because I know how important it is to mobilize and self-actualize the misfits, because you guys see problems before anybody else. You're so empathetic, you're so observant, you're so able and capable, you're seeing all of this incredible stuff that perhaps other people can't see, and you have the creativity to solve it. What you don't necessarily have is the self-belief, the confidence, or the steps, and that I can help you with. So if you would like freedom and belonging internally forevermore, then this is the program for you, and I would love to speak to you. Thank you for watching and listening to me. I'm going to run through the steps one more time just so that you've got them. And if you have any questions at all, tag me in the comments, whether it's live or on the replay. I'll come back and have a chat with you. And over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be going live twice a week. So I'll be live on Mondays and on Thursdays. And if you're on my mailing list, you will get an email telling you when it is and giving you the opportunity to click a button and get reminded. I'm just going to read what Tessa said. I thought M2M would be a quick fix lotion for a surface issue. 2 years later, it's still my starting platform for building self-sufficiency in all areas of my life, love, health and connections. Thank you. Yeah, it's an incredible community of people, and there's something for everyone at every single level. So we've got people in there who are just starting out, who don't have businesses, who have jobs, who might want a business, who might not want a business, who might just want to learn to like themselves a bit more, or understand themselves a bit more, or feel that sense of freedom and belonging, or know how to achieve it for them. And then we've got people who have been in business or in my world or in the personal development world for 5, 6, 7, 8 plus years, who are hugely experienced and choose to stay in the community in order to support and give back, but also because they're still learning, because we're all still beginners, right? Because we all still start again at the beginning at pillar 1 over and over and over again, because there's more to learn, because as humans we have such depth. So those steps that I said to you were: 1, awareness, love yourself. 2, know yourself. 2 is aspiration and love yourself. Choose. What are you choosing to have? What is it that you choose to have? Choose to love yourself. Decide. 3, accept yourself. Acceptance. Accept yourself as human, even in your flaws, even in your darkness, even in your light. 4 is action. Take action that is scary and outside of your comfort zone. Freedom isn't in your comfort zone. 5 is accountability. Challenge yourself. 6 is acknowledgement, nurture. yourself. 7 is appreciation. Just appreciate the journey, every single lesson, step of it. Enjoy the experience. Be here for the ride. And 8 is ad infinitum, which is know that you won't ever be done, because you get to evolve and then you'll be back at step 1. It has been lovely showing up with you today and having this conversation. I'm going live again on Thursday. Like I said, if you're on the mailing list, you'll get an invite to that, and I'll pop. I'm actually going to pop the reminder up sooner rather than later. And what you can do on my page or in my group is you can click the link and it will alert you and let you know when we go live. I'm going to share this into my group now and into a couple of other places. If you know someone who could benefit from watching this video or from watching any of the others over the next couple of weeks, please do share it with them. Next time when I'm not running in from the car from the garage and being late, then I will actually share it right at the beginning of the call, and I will give you guys an opportunity to share as well. Because it's really important that we get this message out there. It's really important that the artists, the creatives, the empaths, the healers, the warriors, the geeks, the nerds, the misfits know that there is a place for them. Know that this exists. Know that I am here for them. That there's no other coach like me that understands being a misfit as much as I do. And this community is full of all sorts of incredible misfits who are doing spiritual work, body work, soul work, intelligence work, moral intelligence, spiritual intelligence, social intelligence. All of us are increasing the intelligence of the world, and we need you for that as well. So even if you're listening to this and thinking, but I don't know what I have to offer, I don't know how this works for me, I encourage you to reach out and message me, because I'd love to talk to you. And yeah, please do share this video with anyone that you think it might be useful or helpful for. And I will put on my page directly after this the next time I'm going live, which will be on Thursday, so that you can come and join me then. Thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.